and you know that you have an STD, then you need to inform people of that. Because when you don't, and you infect that person, you are changing their life forever, and they are making a decision that they do not know. Like, this shit is going to change the rest of my life. And there's nothing I can do. And I'm embarrassed. And I'm humiliated, and I feel so stupid. I feel so stupid for letting someone take advantage of me in a moment of weakness. But I did not consent to this. And I'm going to get justice for myself. Because there have been so many times in my life where I haven't. And this is not fair.
Y'all think that we should start shaming? Y'all now starting to get on board yet, or you just want to continue to go down this path towards destruction in which we not really taking accountability for the things that we doing out here in these streets? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm never going to victim blame, right? I think that it's absolutely egregious that people are running around giving everybody else's STDs and STIs. And the reason why this conversation is important is because I've been reporting on it on the Millionaire Morning Show. Make sure you tap in this morning at 10:45 a.m. Eastern, where we live stream every Monday through Friday. And I've been reporting on all of these urban communities and what's been happening. And you know what's people been doing? They've been saying, oh, Anton, I can't believe that you're reporting on it, or the stats aren't as bad as they make it seem. Yeah, they are. And it's been reported that Atlanta specifically is that of a third world country, or can be compared to a third world country as far as many diseases has been running around and rampant in the growth of it. And now that we know that Houston is the new Atlanta, it's been reported that it's been out of control down there also, and that women are giving you that 3-pack. That 3-for-1 deal. Syphilis is running rampant, but you also can get the chlamydia, and you can also get that HIV on top of it too. So you get the 3-for-1 deal. You buy one, get 3 free, or get 2 free. And they giving it to their children, right? Children are being born with syphilis in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. And so at some point we have to shame, not necessarily about the fact that she's become a victim of it, but the fact that we continue to be out of order, out of place, and we continue to have no level of discipline when it comes to who it is that they open up their legs to, and who it is that men are busting down and just got to see it through. When you only get one life, even though this is not Call of Duty or Fortnite, they just got to see it through. And at some point, you have to really, really put things on the forefront to make other people aware of the situation and the circumstances that's being faced out here. Now, I've been sitting on this for a little bit, but now that we've been having this conversation about the outbreaks that's been going on in all of these cities and the urban communities, and the ones that's affected the most tend to be black women. That's a fact. That's not my opinion. That's something that's being reported all across the board. And so they keep saying that, oh, we need more clinics and more, ways in which we can treat people. But what about us being proactive with the problem in the first place? And the problem is that we continue to have these women out here opening up their legs to the 20% of men. 80% of women are getting pregnant by 20% of the men, and they opening up their legs. And so when you say you didn't consent to it, in a way you kind of did, right? Because although I don't agree with the idea that somebody can just run around and give you a disease, at what point do you take personal accountability? And personal accountability is not for the other person. Personal accountability is for you, because two things can be true at the same time in certain situations, right? Meaning that you can have a circumstance in which you absolutely need to hold the person accountable that gave you a venereal disease, because you don't want them running around rampant out here like a monster, becoming a supervillain, combining diseases to become one major Voltron. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, at some point, when you take personal ownership of your life and accountability, you no longer put yourself in a position to even be subjected to certain things. And this is why marriage is important. Not saying that you can't still get it by dealing with a partner And that's why you got to be careful who it is that you choose also. But personal accountability means that you remove the barrier, or you remove the possibility, or you lower the possibility of you even being able to put yourself in that position in the first place by bopping and thotting around. Right? You didn't wear protection, clearly. You trusted somebody just based off of the fact that you just really started getting with them. The first time that you let them bust you down, they wind up giving you a venereal disease. And obviously, it's not a person that you want a relationship with. Now, as I look at this screen right here, right? And again, I'm not one to victim shame, but I do believe in personal accountability. It looked like she got some tatas tattooed on her neck. Is it me, or does it look like she has a tattoo? She got the cherry tattoo over here, and then she got the tatas tattoo right on her neck, right? And I've seen other clips of her dotting and bopping and, you know what I'm saying, being on screen and making sure that she on TikTok and all of this other type of stuff, right? And thirst trapping on the gram and all of this other type of stuff. And now we want to have a conversation based off of what? Based off of you played around, and now it's a fuck around and find out type of situation. And so at some point, you're going to start to see it my way, either before the fight or after the fight. And you got to start being honest about what it is that you're facing out here. And if you don't make better decisions, you have a strong chance. And see, she not the only one. It's a lot of y'all. It's a whole lot of y'all that's walking around that's underreported and absolutely out here walking around with that monster between your legs. Can't understand why you can't get rid of the odor every single time you go into the bathroom, and can't understand why you can't figure. You know what it is. You know what it is, and you refuse to address the problem. And the problem is your behavior, not necessarily just you going over to the clinic. And guess what? It's gonna be some sucker, some simp that look to save you and don't even know that you got that monster because they're not situationally aware. And that's the real travesty. That's the real unfortunate part about it, is that, in my opinion, the reason why there's really no women, or the pool is tainted, in which there's not really a lot of people that you can take into consideration for a relationship at all, is largely based off of the fact that you don't have anything pure to then be able to marry if you're the type of person that's preserved yourself or has exercised a level of dick discipline throughout your life. What am I supposed to do, right? Because look, if you remove the tattoo and you remove the cherry and you didn't see her communicate this nonsense, you could look at her and you could say from the outset, oh, wow, she's a pretty little girl, whatever like that, right? But then she got that monster, and she opened up her legs to somebody that didn't have her best interest at heart, and we all know what that type of dude is. And so now we're supposed to feel sorry for her, and which I do. I do feel a level of empathy for her, but at the same time, this is a cautionary tale, in my opinion. This is not an opportunity for me to champion a victim. This is an opportunity for me to hold people accountable so that I can help y'all to understand that making a better decision proactively don't cause for you to be reactive in this type of situation. You messed around and you found out. You didn't want to do it traditionally. You didn't want to be a traditional woman. You didn't want to preserve yourself for your husband. You didn't want to make yourself, chastened, so that you can now make yourself available to only the person that you're supposed to be with. No, you wanted to be out here thirst trapping. You wanted to make yourself available. Somebody probably hit you up in your DMs, and it went down from there, and now it's downhill for the rest of your life. And that's unfortunate. And that's the lesson that we need to be teaching the people. Not the fact that hold the person accountable. No, that's going to go without saying. I'm sure she already said, listen, she's going to stand up for herself and she's going to make the guy accountable or whatever, so on and so forth. But what about that other part of the conversation of not putting yourself in that position in the first place? Yeah. I don't know. Let me know what y'all thoughts are. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that this is crazy? Do you think that I'm insane? Do you think that it's making sense from my perspective? Or do you think that we need to start making people accountable for their actions? Because it's not a secret that it's a bunch of STDs running around out here. The only conversation that we really need to figure out is, why are y'all making yourself available to it in the first place? Understanding that for the last forever, since she's been born, you've known that this has been out here, but you wanted to take a chance, you wanted to risk it all, and now you got that monster. It's unfortunate. Don't cry now. Don't cry now. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm curious as to what you guys think. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. I'm out.